Come on in, pull up a chair and take a load off because today I am going to be unboxing and taking a first look at the Tales from the Loop starter set, which is from Free League Publishing. Are you curious about dipping your toes into the world of the loop? Well, stay tuned because we're going to dive in right after this. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. As I mentioned in the open, today we are going to unbox and take a first look at the Tales from the Loop starter set. But before I jump into that, let me point out, if you like this video, by all means, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and if you do subscribe, don't forget, ring that little notification bell, because it will not only let you know when I upload standalone videos, such as this one right now, it'll also tell you when my live stream, The Daily Dope, airs right here on YouTube, Monday through Thursday nights. So without further ado, we are going to start looking at Tales from the Loop starter set from Free League Publishing. This is available right now. I do believe it is selling like hotcakes. So if you have any interest, now's the time to probably strike. It does carry a very friendly MSRP of $29.99. So let's swing on over to the other camera and let's take our first look at the Tales from the Loop starter set. Here we have the Tales from the Loop starter set from Free League Publishing, role-playing in the 80s that never was. If you are a fan of science fiction artwork, then you probably are familiar with Tales from the Loop from Simon Stålenhag's artwork. Maybe if you've got an Amazon Prime subscription, you've already seen the first season of the show that is based upon that artwork as well. And of course, if you are a gamer and you play role-playing games, you've obviously heard of Tales from the Loop because it is an award-winning game system. So this is the starter set. This is a starter box. I've not cracked this open yet. I did take the shrink wrap off of it because it was creating a lot of glare on the box. So I thought, we'll just take it off and then I'll start shooting. Normally I leave the shrink on. But I do want to point out, this is a box set. This is kind of to allow you to dip your toes into the world of the loop. Starter set boxes are very popular right now. We've got some great ones for like Call of Cthulhu, and Dungeons and Dragons actually has more than one starter box. We've got the Starfinder starter set, which is from Paizo. We've got Pathfinder on the way. So a lot of companies are really embracing the starter set. The box set that gives you everything you need to play to kind of find out, hey, so what is this game system like? Do I like this game system? Without having to buy all of the various different books that might be involved. So I'm not going to read everything on the back here, but I will jump in and say, now you can step into the amazing world of the loop. In this tabletop role-playing game based on Simon Stålenhag's books, you'll play teenagers solving spectacular mysteries connected to the loop. Just make sure you're home in time for dinner. The starter set includes everything you need to begin, and then it lists out what we've got. So let's flip this on open and get this open up. This just showed up about an hour ago in the mail. I know a lot of folks out there are curious what's in this starter set, including myself, because I reviewed Tales from the Loop, as well as Things from the Flood and the adventure booklet, or I shouldn't say booklet, the adventure supplement, Our Friends the Machines. All really, really great stuff. So first off, we've got some custom dice. So these are 6-sided dice. We'll take a peek at these. And Tales from the Loop utilizes the Year One engine from Free League. It's a game system, game mechanics that many of Free League Publishing's role-playing games are built upon. It's 6-sided dice. You're going to have so many dice based upon your attributes as well as your skills. And you're going to roll your dice and you're hoping for a 6. And of course, I didn't get one. So let's see. There we go. There's the 6. So, in fact, these custom dice have a special little symbol. I'll turn around, but you do see like right up in the corner, it shows a 6. And that just means you've got a success. So the more dice you're getting to roll in your pool means the better chance you have of actually getting a 6, which once again, I did not get. So, which just goes to show you, there are some folks out there who say, oh, well, the year 1 engine, oh, it's too easy to have successes. I don't know. I just rolled a bunch of dice twice. I didn't get any 6s. So there are 10. Yes, 10 of the custom dice. Then we've got a little game catalog for 2020 from Free League Publishing. And gotta say, this is Forbidden Lands. This is excellent. This is an excellent role-playing game. It was one of my top role-playing games of 2018. So it's kind of telling you about different stuff that Free League has available. Free League has really started to release a lot of stuff in the past year or two. They've got the Alien role-playing game, which is hot, super hot. In fact, I want to say I think the core book sold out. So it looks like we've got a map here. We do. Dual-sided, let's see. It is. Okay, so let's pop this on up over here. I'm going to move the box kind of out of the way here. And I will point out, this is not a paper map. This is on light cardstock. That's cool. The setting of the loop, the default setting, I should point out, is in Sweden. That said, there is also an alternate setting because as an American role player or a game master, you don't know a whole lot about Sweden. So, especially during the 80s, right? So there is an alternate setting. It is in Boulder City, Nevada, over near the Hoover Dam. So I think that's kind of cool that we've got a couple of different settings for the loop. The loop is actually this kind of facility that all this weird technology is kind of going on about and with. I won't give anything away because that's part of the really fascinating thing about this role-playing game is discovering all the cool different things going on. Not only is it supposed to be set in the 80s, so you've got all this, you can bust out your favorite 80s tracks and games and things like that. But there's also this alternate technology that did not exist in the 1980s. So if you're curious about Tales from the Loop as compared to Things from the Flood, Tales from the Loop, the characters tend to be a little bit younger. They're teenagers, but they tend to be, like 13, 14, 15. Things from the Flood is actually... Oh, I was going to say, I didn't see the other sheet here because there's 5 right there. There we go. Anyway, I was going to say, with Tales from the Loop, they're all younger teenagers. There's a kind of a lighter feel to the game. You're solving mysteries. And there could be murders and deaths and things like that, but it's not super dark. Whereas Things from the Flood is pretty dark, but the characters are older. Something else I should point out, it is really frowned upon in Tales from the Loop to kill off any of the player characters. Not so in Things from the Flood. So we've got Maria, we've got Tim, we've got Frederick, Isabella, and we've got Linda. I'm taking a guess that these are the names if you're running the American, right there, the US alternate setting. So we get some background on each of these characters. And we flip this on over, and now we've got the various different attributes, conditions, skills, kind of a breakdown. Relationships play a big part of Tales from the Loop. Relationships not just between the characters, but with other non-player characters. It's very, very cool, very entertaining. There's a little, little kind of Buffy the Vampire, sort of Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew-ish science fiction vibe to the whole proceedings. Like I said, I don't want to give too much away about it because it's a really cool and fun setting. So kind of give you an idea. Also do want to point out Tales from the Loop is not a very crunchy system mechanically. There's not a lot of rules that you need to memorize in order to be able to play Tales from the Loop. So there we have the character sheets. All right, next we've got a rule book. Oh, wow. And it is not a very long rule book. Look at that. What, maybe 28, 30 pages, something like that is my guess. Nice cardstock on the cover here. Just going to kind of flip through here. So we've got Welcome to the Loop. Kind of giving you a little bit of background. Normally in starter sets, we will not see character creation rules. That's why we've got the pre-gens. I don't know if we're going to see any in this. I'm taking a guess we won't because it's only a few, it's not that many pages. So the Age of the Loop. So here's some of that technology that really wasn't around in the 80s. It's pretty cool. In fact, I should say there was something else there too. Right back there. If I remember right, that is the loop. That's part of the loop that they're showing there. So there we go. So here's the Swedish loop. So talking about Sweden in the 80s. And this carries over from the core book too. We get the 10 movies from the 80s, 8 tech companies from the 80s. We get popular music from the 80s. Here we go. Now we get into the US loop. America in the 1980s. There you go. Here's 10 songs. Now we talk about the kids. This is kind of giving us a breakdown on, there we go, like luck points, skills, items, your character's drive. All kids have a problem, so you have a problem. Relationships, as I mentioned. Got conditions. So, see, we've got like upset, scared, exhausted, injured, broken. We don't have something where it's like on death's door because, like I said, killing off the player characters is frowned upon. There we go. This artwork is fantastic. It really, really is. So talking about trouble. There's trouble in River City. And it starts with T and it rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Okay, so talking about different conditions, your dice, items and pride, pushing your rolls, failed rolls. And looks like we're going to finish up with skills. Yep. And there you go, 32 pages. So this clocks in at 32 pages for the rules. And the reality is the core book, the hardcover book, there aren't tons of rules in that either. Much of that is kind of background. So we got the Recycled Boy. This is for the Game Master only. So I do want to point out we are going to kind of flip through this fairly quickly because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. But we are going to page through this. So if you are a player hoping that your Game Master is going to pick this up, thanks for watching. There'd be spoilers ahead. All right, let's crack this on open. Do want to also mention that just last week I interviewed Tomas Herenstam from Free League Publishing. If you haven't caught the interview, check it out. It is pretty cool. There is lots going on with Free League. Okay, so this is kind of how the mysteries break down in Tales from the Loop. You'll have kind of little chapters of what's going on. So, scenario, how long was that? 16 pages. So, and that we just finished that up with NPCs. So, oh, the truth of the mystery. Okay, we'll cover that up. The kids introducing the mystery, solving the mystery. Here we go. That's why I flipped right past it, wasn't even looking. We usually have like a flow chart with the published mysteries, the published adventures from Free League. And I think it's very cool because sometimes game masters really do need to kind of have an idea of, okay, especially if they didn't create the adventure, they didn't write it, have a little kind of flow. Okay, so this could go there, this could go there. All right, got it. Obviously enough, this is just an introductory adventure. It's not going to be extremely detailed, but I do like how in the core book, it kind of breaks down how you do one of these flow charts for the mystery. But this actually is pretty cool. We got some handouts here. The boat, the showdown, and then we got the NPCs. So it looks like we've got a few. The baby robots. All right. There you go. So if you're going to be playing this, I've just ruined it all for you because I showed you the baby robot. All right, so that is what we find in the starter set. So we've got the recycled boy. We have the rules. We've got the pre-generated characters and the very cool map. Definitely like that map quite a lot. We've got the dice. And let's not forget the catalog. And that's what we find when we take everything from Tales from the Loop starter set outside the box. All right, so let's swing on over to the other camera and I will wrap up. There you have an unboxing and first look at the Tales from the Loop starter set from Free League Publishing. Of course, I will have a review of the starter set in the very near future. So I always like to point out at this point, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't. And if you do subscribe, don't forget, ring that little notification bell because it will not only let you know when I upload standalone videos such as this, it'll also tell you when my live gaming news stream, The Daily Dope, airs Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube. So that's it for this time out. So until next time, as I've been saying during this pandemic, by all means, please be smart and stay safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel by clicking right here. And of course, if you want to catch up on past episodes of The Daily Dope, check out this playlist. And if you'd like to see what YouTube's recommending you take a peek at from the channel, just give a click right over here. Of course, I'm Jeff McAleer, and once again, thank you very much for watching.